Hi everybody and welcome to another edition of Past the Post, and an absolutely jam-packed one at that. We've got 4 meetings to recap from here in the UAE. It was of course the second meeting of the Dubai World Cup Carnival at Maiden. We had the first of their Sunday afternoon matinee fixtures as well, some really competitive action there. We've got Alain in between, and from here at Abu Dhabi there's group racing.
It's a rather blustery Maiden that greets us for week 2 of the Dubai World Cup Carnival, but hopefully that's not going to affect things on the track, because we're set for another fantastic night of racing, a night that Godolphin could well dominate. The boys in blue currently have 6 of the 7 favourites on tonight's card, though not so in the Group 3 Dubai Stakes, a race that Zabeel have done really well in recent years. They've got 2 in that, although do come up against a formidable charge from the Doug Watson side in the form of Canvassed and indeed Al Tariq. The card kicks off though with 3 races for the 3-year-olds. The first of them, the Dubai Trophy over 1,200 metres on turf. As predicted, the night would turn into a blue wash. Silent Speech setting the tone in the opening Dubai Trophy in leading home a 1-2-3 for Godolphin. Silent Speech isn't the biggest, but can run, and was valued for more than his 2-length winning margin over Home City, with Wild Place completing the Godolphin trifecta.
Still Home City in the lead and retains a 1-length advantage. Second place Silent Speech, and Silent Speech is in full cry towards the far side. They followed further back by Wild Place, then comes Al Muhajim, but it's Silent Speech in the lead by 2 lengths and showing no signs of stopping here. Home City trying to revive itself late in the day, but it's Silent Speech despite drifting across the...
Charlie Appleby would have strong claims of following up in the Jumeirah Derby trial. New Kingdom well fancied with a very similar profile to Silent Speech, and indeed the 3-year-old he had won with last week, Sovereign Prince. He would find 1 too good though. Saeed bin Surur in on the act early, with Island Falcon looking a nice prospect going forward. He having too many guns for New Kingdom, with the pair wearing down long-time pacesetter Puero.
Piero in the lead. He's had a target on his back the whole way. He's still in front by 2, but here's New Kingdom and Island Falcon quickening together. Island Falcon finishing well towards the inside as Piero, and New Kingdom is in between them. Island Falcon has the advantage. New Kingdom continues to chip away, but it's Island Falcon who'll win. Island Falcon leads a Godolphin 1-2.
To complete the trio of races for the classic generation, we were on the dirt for the UAE 2000 Guineas trial, a race that featured the reappearance of Group 1 winner Albar. He would make just a brief paddock appearance, his antics at the Breeders' Cup still fresh in the mind, but this was no easy task for the brother to Imperial Empire, with Quality Boone already a winner in Dubai this year, and Kiefer looking another powerful 3-year-old to shoulder the Southern Hemisphere bred penalty. In event though, nothing could lay a glove on Rory, turning out quickly after finishing second in Jebel Ali last week, but not seeing another rival in winning by 2 lengths.
They're homeward bound, and Rory gave a kick in front by 2 lengths over Majira's second, then Quality Boone. Albar's got his back to the wall here, and he's racing about 5 lengths off the leader. Kiefer is next best, but it's Rory in the lead. Still got a 3-length advantage. Quality Boone and Kiefer are doing their best work late, but they're running out of real estate here, and it's Rory who's played them on the break. Rory 1, second Quality Boone.
The way he made all would be a sign of things to come on the dirt, perhaps the strong winds having more of an effect on that surface than the turf. But either way, it wasn't completely unexpected for his trainer Salem bin Gidea, who hopes his stable have turned a corner in recent weeks. Is he a horse that disappointed you in his first 2 starts, or just improving with his racing?
No, at all. First time out, as everyone saw, just he was a bit green, just always, just when you run under the light, and I think he ran a good race. Also at Jebel Ali last week, just I believe that, just we got beaten by good horse, sprinter, like speedy horse. For this reason, just I sat with Sheikh Rashid, racing manager Muammar, just to check where's our position, just if we still thinking about the 2000 guineas or not, we must run this race. He's 3 years old, back to back, 1 week time. Could be a little bit, risky, just to bring him back. But he come back after Jebel Ali race very well. He got recovery very soon. But as I say, just we always pleased about him, and we believe about his ability. So alhamdulillah, just he reached it, and he reached it in a good race and a good time.
Maybe a cheeky question, but is he your best 3-year-old, or do you have better ones at home?
I mean, I still have 5 3 years old, just as everyone know, just in my yard, just this season I have a little bit issue with the coughing. Most of the horses, just with mucus, but alhamdulillah, just we passed this point. I have Maiden Dubai. He's very nice horse, but he have little bit problem in his eye and we make surgery. I think he will be one of the Sheikh Rashid have Muhayman called. Is not ready yet, but no, so far, just when you win a 2,000 Greece trial, so he must be a best one. So we'll say he's the best one so far.
So the field then are in the parade ring for our first group race on tonight's card. It is the Group 2 Al Rashidir over 1,800 metres, as you'd well expect. Godolphin have got a strong hand in that, but star billing goes to the grey, who's about to come through shot here. Horse number 6, Lord Glitters. He's likely to go down to the start early, as is his wont. Danny Tudhope, who unfortunately couldn't ride him in Bahrain for his recent success, is back here and will be jumping on board. He had 2 wins here at Maiden last year. Clearly loves the place, and every reason to expect Lord Glitters to go well again.
For the most part, it looked like the race was being run to suit Lord Glitters. A clear career best effort for Desert Fire, who was giving Saeed bin Saror a 6th win in the race, and also a career best for jockey Hector Crouch, who was winning for the first time at Group 2 level.
I think he just about posted a career best effort there for you.
Yeah, career best for the horse and for me.
And it was a good ride, just nicely off the pacemaker, who you presumably felt was going a bit too quick.
Yeah, I thought we were going generous enough. I wanted to sit handy anyway, and he's a horse that wants further, so I was in 2 minds whether I was just outpaced, but he came on the bridle good for me round the home turn, and I kicked on and he kept galloping.
It must be a privilege riding all these horses for Saeed. You know they're going to hit the line strongly, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. It gives you plenty of confidence when you're coming down in trip that you're able to take advantage if you think you can, because you're going to finish, and I'm delighted for the horse and for Saeed and all the team at home.
The outcome of the next Group 2, the Al Fahidi Fort, was rather more predictable. Naval Crown lined up here as a very warm favourite, and looking at him in the parade ring, a stronger model than the one who had beaten Master of the Seas at the Carnival last year. That class duly shone through, only winning by a length with the field bunched in behind, but there was a feeling he had much more than that in hand at the finish and could become a flag bearer for Appleby this season.
It's Naval Crown's turn to hit the front. Scenaria's second. Story of Light runs a big race in the maroon silks. Could be King was next best. It's Naval Crown in the lead. Challengers trying to come, but they're trying to come too late here, and Naval Crown won.
Highly tried at times, including when 4th in the 2,000 guineas, Naval Crown has plenty of class, giving Appleby a 6th win in the race, and likely a classier horse than any of his previous winners.
Obviously a horse you thought quite a bit of to campaign him as you did last year, but looking at the size of him, is this year going to be his year?
Yeah, like as you said, that's him. He's a typical Dubai. He's got stronger through the winter so far to date, and we're confident coming in here tonight that he's a class horse. He's been training well, and I feel this is probably his best trip. He travels well. Great thing for William is he can ride him positively as well, because he gets the mile as well. But I think 7's definitely going to be his targets for the summer.
So could he follow in the sort of the Space Blues path in terms of his targets, Saudi maybe?
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he'd just have that boot just yet to come back. Maybe next year, all being well. But I spoke to William about that, and he just said 6.5. It's a sharp, as we know, it's a sharp 6.5 round there. It might just take him slightly out of his comfort zone. So I think we'll just stick to Plan A, and that is to hopefully go to Super Saturday for the new conditions race they put on there, and then obviously that will just hopefully springboard him onto Europe.
Looking at the size of him, he'd have probably needed to run a little bit there as well, would you have said?
I'd say probably be a couple of kilos lighter in the morning, but that's no harm. Like I say, he's got a long summer ahead of him.
A nice performance from Silent Speech early on.
Yeah, again, please, quick little family. I know he's an older man now, but we saw his full brother win round here, just broke his maiden a couple of weeks ago there with Booput. So he came into the race in good shape, and again he could be a fun little horse for the summer. He just needs to get a bit stronger, which hopefully, again, being by Dubai, he's got a chance of doing that.
There would be no winning of the Group 3 Dhabi Stakes for Godolphin, as they didn't have a runner in it. But Doug Watson did, 2 in fact, including Canvassed, who was 3rd when last seen in the Dubai Golden Shaheen. His other runner, Al Tariq, had the benefit of a run already this season, and that shone through, as Al Tariq made much of the running under Pat Dobbs and came home 2 lengths to the good over Freedom Fighter, who had been his shadow the whole way round.
Al Tariq is in front. Freedom Fighter's off the bridle, but there's only a length in it. Then a breakaway to Bowshot, canvassed on the warpath, and Ibn Malik, but Al Tariq shrugs off Freedom Fighter on the warpath, out of the pack now 3rd, just ahead of Ibn Malik, but it's Al Tariq going great guns in front by 2 lengths, and Al Tariq powers home. Al Tariq wins the Dhabi Stakes. 2nd will go probably to Freedom Fighter.
This was Doug Watson's first runner on the card, but he made it tell. And although disappointed no doubt with Canvassed, was delighted with how Al Tariq has progressed through the sprinting ranks in recent times.
He's a very nice horse, very consistent, very true. He just fights at any race he's in. He enjoys winning.
Were you a bit worried when you saw Ty kind of pressing him on the inside there?
I thought with having the rail and that horse having his first run in a while too, I thought maybe, we haven't run for 2 months, but I still thought he's got that fight in him, just like he did up the hill in a couple races.
Will it be the Al Shindagger next to race he won last year?
I imagine, we'll talk to Abdul and see, but, we were half thinking turf sprints and stuff like that with him, and I think we'll stick to the dirt now. He really liked that, had a great draw, everything kind of went his way, but Pat said it'll improve off of that because he did get a little bit tired. So now we got like 3 weeks in between races, and we were going to run on the first, but that track came up so bad. He's too nice of a horse for me to run on a track like that. It's not a group race or anything. And I can't say I was pleased with Canvas, but I thought he'd get a little tired. He'll come on tons from that. He's gotten a big and stronger, and much bigger and stronger, and he'll come on a ton from that. He'll be tough next time.
Not often you get 2 UAE Derby winners lining up in the same race. The handicap at that, and Rebels Romance makes his first start since winning that race last year. I say handicap, it's a rated conditions race. He's in here off 115. It'll be his first start since then. He missed the Belmont Stakes due to injury. Plus Q Parfait is the other UAE Derby winner in here. He's trained by Doug Watson, who of course has just won our previous race with Al Tariq.
Remember the UAE 2000 Guineas trial where Rory made all? And the Dubai Stakes where Al Tariq made all? Well, the unconsidered Dubai icon would pull off the same tactics in the finale. Remorse briefly threatened to lay a glove on him, but the 6-year-old, who to be fair to him did have form on the dirt, didn't see another rival and came home an eye-watering 8.5 lengths clear of the rest. Remorse in turn 9 lengths ahead of the third, with the field, including Rebels Romance and Plus Q Parfait, strung out like Wednesday's washing.
Dubai Icon has led the whole way. Remorse is 2nd, and the others are battling in behind. The others are led by Big Team, who's a mile back in 3rd, but it's Dubai Icon in the lead, in charge by about 3 to 4 lengths, and Remorse has got no answer. Dubai Icon from start to finish will be much too good, and another one for Godolphin. What is another memorable evening? Dubai Icon won that and won that well. He smashed them. Remorse ran 2nd.
So a slightly perplexing way to end the evening, though nothing unusual about 5 winners for Godolphin, even if 1 or 2 of them were hard to find. Godolphin wouldn't be adding to their tally at Alain on Saturday. Mikey Adolphson to bring you the action.
We're here at Alain on a Saturday. It's an exciting night, 7 races we're looking forward to, starting off at 5 p.m. in about a half an hour. We have a nice marathon at the end of the day. It's going to be 2,600 meters for thoroughbreds, but the feature is race 2 over 2,000 meters rated conditions for purebred Arabians. I'm excited for it. Let's go. The 13-furlong thoroughbred feature was won well by Halal Al-Alawi trained Arabian Moon, who is proving quite the stamina-laden type for national stables. Ridden by Abdulaziz Al-Balushi, the son of Al-Kazim won for the 2nd time over this unique trip, powering clear of the Bupat Simar trained Al-Watan and Naka Cullen in the process.
200 out, Arabian Moon hangs tough, Al-Watan forced to dig deep, Naka Cullen 3rd, Arabian Moon goes again, Al-Watan still 2nd, he'll be 2nd throughout, Arabian Moon wins. Arabian Moon beats Al-Watan, 3rd Naka Cullen.
The purebred Arabian feature over 10 furlongs was won in determined style by Ichi Danakra under apprentice Gary Sanchez. Making his dirt debut in his 8th start, the chestnut led him a 1-2 finish for National Stables.
Jagurta de Monlau is running a huge race towards the outside. Itchy Deneka. Then comes California de Gazelle up the far side. Indies Day looking for room a bit too late. Itchy Deneka puts his head down. Itchy Deneka will win. Itchy Deneka beat California de Gazelle.
In the opener, the sizable Dashan shed the blinkers and the competition to graduate at 10th, asking under Saif Al-Balushi. The pair overpowered Farrar and Shankaran, giving apprentices and trainer Khalif Al-Niyadi a 1-2 finish.
Darshan in the yellow cap goes for home, asks for more and gives more, and quickened away by 3 over an empty Farrar in second. Mutafajir Warsan, then comes Muhim, but it's Darshan with the race at the scruff of the neck, and Darshan wins. Second goes the way of Farrar, third Mutafajir Warsan.
The UAE-bred handicap over 9 furlongs resulted in a 1-2 finish for trainer Irfan Alahi and owner Sheikh Saeed bin Maktoum Al Maktoum. It was led by Jalpa Mahfouz and Royston French, as the winner showed improvement from a 4th last out in similar company.
200 metres out, Al Mahfouz is in front but looks tired. Who's got a little bit more left in the tank? Al Yasub in the black cap. Then comes Blue Diamond towards the far side. Al Mahfouz rides his luck and Al Mahfouz stayed on. Al Mahfouz won, Al Yasub second.
Leading jockey Tygo Shea notched another when Ernst Ertel-trained AFL Bayer landed the following 9 furlong 0 to 70 handicap, wearing down bridesmaid Fritz Dubai, who finished second for the 6th time. The win tied up the UAE owner standings between victorious Khalid Khalifa Al Nabuda and Al Ajman stables at 19.
Al Bahir goes and goes again, 150 out. Farad Sobai is second, and I think his efforts are pretty much done. Further back to Rajib. Al Bahir continues to run and Al Bahir wins. Nice, courageous win from Al Bahir. Second to Farad Sobai.
As seems to happen from time to time at Al Ain, another promising debutant aired when Al-Asail's Mukalad led home yet another 1-2 finish on the card. This time it was for trainer Salam Al-Kepi, whose Maktar, also debuting, finished second under Royston French.
Mukalad was always going well, and to the 100-metre mark, still going well, and Mukalad is clear. Maktar out the pack second, Mukalad beats Maktar. Third goes to Al Hazmir.
And the always honest Aris de Gion finally broke through in the 7 furlong handicap under Ray Dawson for Ibrahim Al-Hadrami. He was winning in his 9th start after placing in 5 of his first 8 starts. It was Dawson's 12th win of the season.
Towards the final 200 metres, and Ares de Gion got on it spike early. Kings Bay is second. Al Khaliji, Mashir Al Watba, they further back, but the race is on for second. It's Ares de Gion getting stronger as the race goes on, and Ares de Gion wins that cozily. Second, Mashir Al Watba, then came Kings Bay.
Racing returns to Al Ain on Saturday, February 5th. We're here at Maiden on a warm and sunny Sunday. Racing kicks off at 2:30 here in the afternoon. It's going to be nice and warm, but not too warm. It's a lot better than it was a few days ago. Looking forward to these 7 races today, including a mile handicap, which goes as the 5th race at 4:50 p.m. Let's see how it all works out. The star of the day was Godolphin's Valiant Prince, who was ridden with utmost confidence by William Buick on a rare domestic meeting appearance. Breaking from post 15, the 4-year-old son of Dubawi and Group 1 filly Chacha Mady eased his way over, while always prominent, and sprinted home smartly. Runner-up Al Salt also put in a game performance under Dane O'Neill, hinting that both he and the winner could be carnival-worthy after this.
Now they straighten up. Valiant Prince is the one in front and has the lead by 2 lengths. Aquaman races away in second, then comes Day Approach. Al Salt is out of the pack, and then further back and running we find Ursa Minor, but Valiant Prince got first run. Al Salt trying to do the chasing. Manor here is third. Valiant Prince, how much left in the tank? He's still a length and a half in front as Valiant Prince, and Valiant Prince did it. Second goes to Al Salt, then came Manor here.
The day began with a purebred Arabian maiden of significant promise over 7 furlongs. Trainer Ibrahim Al-Hadrami continued his excellent season, getting up in the final strides with the Nado de Carrere. Debutante third Baraka is one worth watching moving forward, as the Shadwell Arabian sale purchase looks quite well intended.
Inato de Carrere, Megtar Al-Bahar, and the run down to the wire. Inato de Carrere has just lost it.
A rare filly and mare turf maiden kicked off the grass racing in the 2nd race over 7 furlongs, with Majula finally breaking through and giving apprentice Saif Al-Balushi a sweep of the early double. Raneen did the best of the sophomores, rallying for second for Red Stables.
But it's Majula who goes clear by a length and a half. Second place, Shelfa, Panashoshik and Raneen. The race is on for second. Majula's home. Majula won that by about 2 lengths. Second, close, Panashoshik or Raneen.
The mile maiden for 3-year-olds produced another sophomore to watch on the road to the UAE Derby in Bendug. The huge son of Gunrunner took full advantage of his rail position, never really seeming in doubt under James Doyle. Runner-up, Sorry Dubai, improved a placing in his second start for Doug Watson and earns a bit of credit considering the apparent speed and rail favour.
And Ben Doog shot away. Sorry Dubai is 2 lengths down in second. Libyan Classic, then a long way back to Withering, who's fourth. It's Ben Doog, the leader, by 2 to 3 lengths. Sorry Dubai is the nearest and only danger. 150 out, still Ben Doog. Sorry Dubai continues to chip away. Ben Doog in front. Sorry Dubai now a length and a half down, but Ben Doog did enough. Ben Doog has beaten Sorry Dubai.
That's a nice colt, though. Did he give you a good feel?
Yeah, delighted with him. I mean, first glance at him in the paddock, Ty had told me he's ridden him plenty and said he's a big scopy sort of specimen. And when I saw him in the paddock, he really does take your eye, and quite nice for me, being quite tall, to sit on quite a large one. But yeah, delighted with his performance. He's quite a big fella, as I mentioned, and there's not a whole lot of room in the gates for him, so he's a little bit fractious in there, but not bad, but just there's not a lot of room for him. And we were loaded first, being in stall 1, so he didn't jump all that well, but that mile start just gives you the opportunity to gather a bit of momentum. Different story, as we know, at the 2000 start here into that turn, so I was able to kind of muster a bit of speed early, and once we got the revs up, he just did everything himself. He was perfect, foot perfect, changed his leads at the right points and galloped out very nicely, so very happy.
On Friday, the dirt races were largely won from where you were. Did you have that in your mind before?
Well, I did. I kind of broke well the other night on Desert Peace, and I thought we were flying along, to be honest, and sort of I let Patsy kick on a little bit, and as we saw, the rail's a big advantage at the minute, and I lost tabs on Patsy halfway down the back on Desert Peace and just couldn't reel or gather any momentum. So it does seem like it's on pace kind of track at the minute, and on a rail bias as well, but I feel with this fella he could have sat in behind the leaders or whatever. I think he'd have been quite dominant today, whatever position he held.
I guess they might think about the guineas. Would he be good enough to go for that, do you think?
Well, it's possible. I don't see why not. He's a big horse, so I think in time as he matures, he's going to be pretty smart. So he can do no more. He can do no wrong than what he did today. He answered every call, and we'll have a good idea of what he wants to do.
Jadwal and Vazari were a class apart in the 6 furlong turf handicap as the top weights pushed clear late to be separated 3/4 at the wire. Jadwal continued Doug Watson and Shadwell's excellent seasons in the process.
It's Jadwell holding sway over Vasari, who's trying to come with a late rattle. It's Jadwell in the lead, and Jadwell made it stick. Vasari second, Ulfolk third, Expressionist fourth.
The 9.5 furlong dirt handicap was unsurprisingly won in gate-to-wire fashion, this time by long-winded book review, hailing from a Salam bin Gadayr yard that has shaped strongly back into form. At top of the weights, the victory gave the winner a £5 raise to a carnival-worthy 90.
Still book review, 2 lengths to the good. Canoed out the pack, chasing. Book review got first run, and book review got first place. Second goes the way of Canoed.
And in the last race, Musaba Al-Mahiri continued as king of the Maiden nightcap, as Al-Madhar held off Godolphin's Echo Point in the 10 furlong handicap. The winner gave jockey Antonio Fresu his 32nd win of the season, which already ties his total of last year, and Unur Tawfiq Saeed Ali a much-coveted triumph.
Echo Point has worked hard, in front by half a length. Al-Madar laying it down, so too is Mystery Land. Echo Point, Al-Madar taking it on. Then comes King of Arms as they now run down to the wire. Al-Madar noses to the lead and one.
Racing returns to Maidan on Friday, January 28th for the Carnival and Sunday, January 30th for another domestic meeting.
Well, it's really nice to be back here at Abu Dhabi for what is their best card of 2022. So far, we've got the Abu Dhabi Equestrian Club Gold Cup, Hamim running in that one. We've got the prep for the President's Cup, and we've got a Group 3, the Alvaro Race. And I'm told that this fellow, AF Rassam, has a nice chance in the Maiden, which comes up as race number 2. AF Rassam was in the second division of the 1,000 metre maiden. So by definition, there was one before. Before that, there was a delay, when debutant Hamid Al-Orda spooked in the parade ring and dumped Antonio Fresu hard on the turf. before embarking on a couple of solo laps of the track. The race itself was somewhat more straightforward, Bernardo Pinheiro leading for most of it on the filly Al-Baqwa, who gave trainer Kees Aboud a first winner of the season on the 89th attempt. It was also a first ever win for owner breeder Mohamed Al-Mazroui, so congrats.
Elbow car running on fumes here. Gaboub still trying to chase, but Elbow car shot away the moment they started and made it last. Elbow car won, Mohamed ran second.
Back to our new friend AF Rassam, who obligingly won the second division of the Maiden. Blinkered for this belated debut, the 5-year-old was in pole position throughout, finding more when the pack threatened to close and winning by a length and a quarter from the fast-finishing Jap Mabroka.
Rassam in the lead and burst away by 2. Mabroka now chases, got into second. Then comes Kasset. It's Rassam over Mabroka into the final closing stages, and Rassam wins. Mabroka ran second, third Kasset.
Rassam's connections of Khalid Al Nabouda, Ernst Ortel and Tygo O'Shea registered a quick double when AF Muckredge stuck on for a gritty success in the Wathbar Stallions Cup over 2,200 metres. A winner by a head and then 3/4 of a length on his last 2 starts, the 6-year-old can now add a short head to this collection of narrow verdicts, coming out best of a 3-way dash to the line from May Yaramoon and Al Sayed.
And Muckredge has led the whole way and continues to skip along, but Shark is trying to snap away at his heels. Ma'a Yaramoon is third, then comes Al Sayed. Muckredge clings on, Ma'a Yaramoon out of the pack, Al Sayed out of the pack, line comes and it's desperately close.
This is a ridiculously strong edition of the President's Cup Prep. And the horse who I think most people are expecting to win is number 1 here, Socko. Last time we saw him, he was in action in the Jewel Crown. He ran an absolutely brilliant race, only been around 10 lengths back and forth by Lady Princess. If you look at his form, prior to that, he was only beaten a neck in a Group 1 in France when he was ridden by Olivier Pellier, who was flown in tonight to take the ride, which is a pretty big deal, bearing in mind this is just a prep race. He's going to be very hard to beat, but worth pointing out that Smood is a former winner of this race and, of course, of the President's Cup itself. If he bounces back, he could be a danger to Socko.
And away they go.
Socko and Olivier Pellier looked like dominating from the front, but he had a little answer once Mujib arrived with a sustained run in the straight, going into the lead inside the final furlong. The 5-year-old was making just his 3rd start for the new Alasail team, and this was a good performance, as he won by half a length from Socko, who may have run a little flat.
Soko under siege from Mujib, and Mujib draws alongside Soko, forced to battle back. Mujib, Soko, then comes Heroes de la Jada and Jabalini, but it will be Mujib. Mujib beats Soko.
With trainer Salem Al-Ketbi absent, it was left to Richie to give us the lowdown on Mujib, who is a little tricky to handle at home.
First time out this year, I really saw a classy individual. I mean, well, fortunately for me, I don't ride him at home because there's one of Dennis's riders, or Salem's riders there, Pepe rides him. He spends most of his life on his back leg, so the first morning I went to Alasail, I saw him and I said, he gets on with him well. So fortunately enough, and he does a very good job with him. But like I say, first time out he was very tricky in the gates. He missed the break, but he finished like a really good horse, you know. And I know we finished 3rd, but I said to Dennis, I think this is, you know, he's a proper horse. He's the one that's going to carry us to the next level. And yeah, and look, everybody, Salem, Dennis, Tony, the team, have done a great job with him. We kind of made a mistake on still learning about the horse. We ran him over a mile because there wasn't many options for him. You know, I don't think he's a horse that handled the dirt because he's quite slow into his stride. So we came back here over a mile and we all decided to put the blinkers on and tried to sharpen him up because we didn't want that to happen. And he did the opposite. He ran a bit free with me and he ran no race. But, you know, I knew, you know, we discussed it the other morning and we put the hood back on and just ride him cold and hopefully he's got that class. And like I say, he's a good Arab with gears and that always helps you because you can go where you want, you can pick your slot. And, yeah, it's a great performance and great for Alasail and Her Highness Sheikh Ali Azhar and Salem, like I say, Dennis and Tony and the team, because you're always looking for that next one that takes you to the next level. And unfortunately, we've inherited a lot of horses that are just on the decline. And like I say, it's the likes of these horses that will keep them and keep the stable where they belong at the top of the tree. So I think he's an exciting horse going forward.
Richie later completed his own double, riding a winner for his thoroughbred boss, His Highness Sheikh Ahmed, in the closing 1400-metre maiden. Nebras had never been worse than 5th in 4 starts on dirt last season, but did well to overcome both a layoff and traffic issues for a length and 3/4 success over perennial bridesmaid Lake Causeway.
They now reach the final 200 metres. Lake Causeway, Dignity Joy on the far side. Kebab was next. Then comes Nebras. Lake Causeway, Nebras chasing. Nebras hits the front. Nebras wins. Second, tight.
It was a good training effort from Nicholas Bachelard and team to produce Nebras after a 311-day break. And the trainer is confident that the Uncle Mo gelding is a turf horse.
He always worked good. We worked him on the grass last year and he showed quite a bit of ability. So, on the grass they don't have too many opportunities to run, so we had to wait until now to run him. But he always showed quite a bit of ability on it.
And he actually got into a bit of trouble. It wasn't the easiest run through.
It wasn't, but maybe it served the purpose too, and he came home. He's a horse that likes to look he looks around all the time, so maybe it served the purpose.
He's got a big horse. You get a bit of improvement out of him from today?
I think so. I think he has a decent future on the grass. He ran a few times on the dirt and synthetic last year. It didn't really work out for him. So I think he'll probably be strictly a grass horse. But if we have opportunities, we'll take them.
Our Group 3 hour race is up next. It's over 1,200 metres and there's no real standout in it. So the one I want to draw your attention to is MH Rahal, who's a really lovely horse trained by Elise Gian. He's having his 43rd start this evening. And the last time we saw him was in Maximum Challenge Round 1 at Maiden when he finished 3rd behind the machine that is RB Rich Like Me. He was only beaten around about 11 lengths. And I know that Elise has had this race in mind as one of his major targets for the whole season. He looks really well. I'm sure he'll give another good account tonight. Maybe it was a bit too quick back for MH Rahal, who managed only 8th. Ashton Tourette's is a consistent horse though, and he collected his 3rd course win and 2nd of the season, overcoming stall 10 in the hands of Pat Dobbs and beating Hazim Al Reef by a length and a quarter.
Ashton Tourette's is the one that's finishing best. Ashton Tourette's over Hazim Al Rayed and Alajaj. Ashton Tourette's won. Second, Hazim Al Rayed, Alajaj.
The win was the 7th of the season for trainer Ibrahim Asil, who was joined by owners the Galadari family to collect the trophy, although they left the talking to Pat Dobbs.
Obviously, Adria would have rode him, but he's out with COVID, so it was a nice pair to get.
He seems a really honest little horse.
Yeah, he's a beautiful mover, nice horse to stay on, very straightforward. He won over 6, but stepping up to that grade over 6, Ibrahim thought it might be a little bit sharp for him, but he travelled super and quickened up well.
We owe you a race, which was the fancily titled Abu Dhabi Gold Cup, which attracted a field of just 6. The feeble turnout might have been due to the presence of Hamim, who was defending both this race and his perfect 6 from 6 record at Abu Dhabi. He arrived with a trademark late run in the straight, only to be denied by Joao Al Reef, who arrived even later under Antonio Fresu, needing a photo before being declared the winner by a nose.
Nard continues to run. Jawal Al Reef, here comes Hamim in between them. Hamim storming home. Jawal Al Reef towards the outside. They've left Sanad in 3rd. Jawal Al Reef and Hamim. Line comes tight again, maybe just Jawal Al Reef.
The victory was the 5th of the season for trainer Abu Bakr Daoud, who is enjoying his best campaign to date. It also gave Antonio some compensation for landing on the turf earlier on. He won't need to worry about that next week, as racing in Abu Dhabi takes a break, resuming on Monday, February 7th.
The racing at Maiden throughout the weekend was a bit one-dimensional, but when that is the case, the tactics of a jockey come even more into play, and Hector Crouch had Desert Fire in exactly the right spot when landing the Group 2 Al Rashidiyah. Just off the leader, who seemed to be going too quick, Crouch committed his mount at the top of the straight, and given he is a horse that stays further, he would always keep galloping and prove impossible to pass. It was a career-best effort for the horse, and indeed the jockey, with the victory owing quite a bit to the awareness of the man on board. The one to watch this week will go the way of Spirit of Light, who would have gone close to at least finishing second in the Al Fahidi Fort had things run more smoothly for him. An improved horse this year for being able to run on turf on a consistent basis, the Irwin Sharpie trainee was perhaps punching a bit above his weight in lining up in this Group 2 contest, but he showed he belonged, with his never near a sixth despite meeting trouble at a crucial stage. He went up to a mark of 104 as a result of his run, but that could still be workable should the option of a handicap arise. A slightly quieter weekend in store in the UAE, particularly if you are a fan of Arabian racing, with only 2 races scheduled for the purebreds. Before that, there is the Carnival Week 3 at Maiden on Friday, where the Group 2's Abil Mile takes centre stage, not forgetting the UAE 1000 Guineas either, where Shahama will take plenty of beating. Arabian races then front the cards at Jebel Ali on Saturday and back at Maiden on Sunday. That is it for Past the Post this week, a week of near total domination for Godolphin, but we should never complain at seeing top-class horses strut their stuff. Join us again next Tuesday at 6 p.m. to see if the blue die has very much been cast, or if the internationals can trouser some of the dollars.